There's a leadership killer that's destroyed more great men than war, bankruptcy, and betrayal combined. It's brought down kings, presidents, and CEOs. It's ruined marriages, families, and shattered legacies. And nobody wants to talk about it. But if you want to lead with real strength, we need to address the elephant in the room: lust. I'm Father, and today we're talking about the leadership destroyer that operates in the shadows, the one that makes strong men weak, wise men foolish, and leaders into followers of their own desires. This isn't a sermon, this is a strategy session. Because if you can't control this, you can't control anything else. See, lust doesn't just destroy your personal life, it destroys your leadership capacity. Here's how. It divides your focus. While you're supposed to be leading your team, building your business, serving your family, part of your mind is somewhere else. You are not fully present because you are mentally consumed with desires that have nothing to do with your mission. It compromises your integrity. Leadership requires moral authority. When you are living a double life, presenting one image publicly while battling desires privately, you lose the internal strength that real leadership requires. It makes you controllable. The moment you give in to lust, you become vulnerable. Vulnerable to blackmail, manipulation, and compromise. Leaders who can't control their desires become slave to them. Here's the paradox. The same drive that makes you a leader, ambition, intensity, the desire to conquer, it can become the very thing that destroys your leadership. Successful men often have high drives in every area. High drive for achievement, high drive for success, and yes, high drive for physical pleasure. The question isn't whether you feel these drives. The question is whether you let them control you or you control them. Every great leader in history has faced this battle. The difference between those who built lasting legacies and those who crashed and burned wasn't the absence of temptation, it was the presence of self-control. King David was a warrior, a leader, but one moment of uncontrolled lust led to adultery, murder, and the destruction of his family. One moment of weakness undid decades of strength. The lesson here: your greatest strength can become your greatest weakness if you don't learn to master it. First, you need to stop pretending this isn't a battle. Stop acting like you're above it. Every man faces this struggle, and the men who pretend they don't are usually the ones who fall the hardest. Acknowledging the battle isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's the first step toward victory. You can't defeat an enemy you won't admit exists. The strongest men I know aren't the ones who never feel temptation. They're the ones who've learned to recognize it, prepare for it, and overcome it consistently. See, here's what most people get wrong. They try to suppress the drive entirely. That doesn't work. You can't kill drive. You can only redirect it. The same energy that could destroy your leadership can fuel your leadership if you channel it correctly. The intensity, the passion, the desire to conquer. Redirect it toward your mission, your goals, and your purpose. Channel it into intense workouts, challenging projects, building something meaningful. Focus it on learning, growing, solving problems that matter. Your emotional energy, pour it into your relationships with the people who deserve your attention, your family, your team, your community. The goal isn't to become a monk. The goal is to become a master of your own desires. You cannot win this battle alone. Every man who's overcome this challenge has had systems in place to support his success. Environmental controls. Start by removing temptations from your environment. You can't trust yourself with unlimited internet access. Well, limit it. If certain situations trigger you, avoid them. Find someone who you trust, who will ask you the hard questions and hold you to your standards. Not to shame you, but to strengthen you. Connect yourself to something bigger than yourself. When you remember that your leadership affects your family, your team, and your community, it becomes easier to make the right choice in that moment of temptation. Every time you choose self-control over self-indulgence, you are building leadership strength. Those victories in private becomes victories in public. You are proving to yourself that you can be trusted with greater responsibility, greater influence, greater impact. Here's my challenge to you. Stop making excuses. Start making the right choices. Stop pretending this battle doesn't exist and start winning it. Your leadership depends on your self-leadership. Your ability to guide others depends on your ability to govern yourself. Your capacity to build something great depends on your willingness to sacrifice momentary pleasure for lasting purpose. The world needs leaders who can't be bought, can't be compromised, can't be controlled by their own desires. Leaders who have mastered themselves before trying to lead others. If this challenged you, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Lead with conviction. Lead with self-control. The world is counting on it. Till next time.